wonderful to see you, and welcome to our recognition ceremony. For those who it's your first time, although I see some returnees, people who've had older students who've had this experience, but for those who it's your first time, this is kind of part one of our two-part promotion activities for our 8th graders. And so tonight, what you will have the opportunity to do is hear all of our students be talked about by one of their wonderful teachers. And so the teachers have spent time putting together remarks, and what really happens tonight is you get this deep sense, both as for a parent about your own child, you'll hear about your own child, but also this opportunity to really hear about a class and to hear about a group, and then to really understand these connections that are made between students and teachers that are such at the core of the Hillbrook experience. It's really one of my favorite traditions. It long predates my time at the school. I don't know when it started, but it's been going on, I'm guessing, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 40 years. And it really is kind of at the heart of the Hillbrook experience. And then tomorrow morning, you'll come back and you'll have what will feel a little bit more like a more traditional promotion ceremony with speeches and diplomas and all of those things. So sit back. Make sure that your phone is ready if you want to film your child's part of this and then they know this, I think. So when a teacher comes up, they will say the name, and so then the student will stand up, and that will be your cue that they're going to start talking about your kid. All right, so it's really great to have you all tonight, and with that, we're going to get started.
Kind, thoughtful, quiet, creative, and hardworking are just a handful of the words I could use to describe Hunter. Derek could not be here with us tonight, so I get to read his speech to you. Before I begin his remarks, I want to say what a joy it has been to watch your mind in action this year. Hunter Ryback is one of the most unique and brilliant minds I have come across in theater. This young man has a drive and vision to accomplish tasks above and beyond anything I have ever witnessed. I will not be surprised to see more awards for his technical ingenuity coming his direction. He was definitely deserving of the Stage Door Award this year. I don't know if any other student put more time and effort into the Beauty and the Beast production. I watched this creative dynamo design and build our castle and so much more through this year, not to mention his total expertise and leadership on the backstage deck crew. Hunter has many passions beyond theater, but I would be very surprised to find one that is more important than Dungeons and Dragons for him. Both in campaigns organized at school and in his own free time, Hunter is creating and envisioning worlds of magic and mystery. The most special part is that sharing these worlds with his peers is so important to him. I heard that with Miss Kelsey, Hunter created a choose-your-own-adventure scratch game, further growing his creative storytelling muscle. Hunter's perseverance is one of his strongest traits. I heard stories of great growth through the years from writing in 3rd grade with teacher Miss Long, and further in middle school from Miss B. While at CreaTV producing the videography for 13, the staff training the students quickly noticed this trait in Hunter. They noted, "He will not give up until the project is done and done right." One day, I hope to see him holding a Tony with his name engraved on it. Congratulations, Hunter.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eden Maisel, and like Ms. Kelsey read for Derek, I'm going to be reading for another teacher that could not be here tonight. So let's go to Ava. I had some fun working with Ava over the last couple of years, usually on choreography, but this is written for you by Vanessa. Ava, during your middle school years, you played many different roles. a student, a vocalist, an animal lover, a friend, an actress, a twin sister, a dancer, a comedian, and a really, really good drama glom player. More on that later. Am I saying that right? Drama glom? The relationship that you have with your twin sticks is special. You encourage her, show her grace, laugh with her, and give her advice. You shared with me how weird it will be at MIDI without sticks, but I assure you, the conversations you'll have at night as you fill each other in on your new adventures will fill the gap of being apart during the day. Mentoring you for your SIL project was a highlight of my year. We share a love for animals, and I valued sharing my work in rescue with you. You brilliantly navigated setting up kittens visiting our campus and shared your project with JK, K, and first grade. Seeing your leadership skills spring forth through this project was inspiring. You were accepted into the California All-State Choirs this year, a huge honor. 800 California middle school students auditioned for 100 spots, and you were selected as an alto. You went to All-State for a weekend and shared with me after that you, quote, had the best time of your life. I was so happy to hear you auditioned for the MIDI choir, and I hope that singing continues to be a huge part of your life. In Triple Threat this semester, you showed us a secret talent, the queen of Drama Glom. Drama Glom is a game that involves pulling cards and acting out phrases and emotions that rarely make sense together and are completely outlandish. You were amazing at this game, showing your risk-taking comedic side. In Beauty and the Beast, you played Belle with grace, poise, maturity, and added in the sassy and stubborn feminist sides of her that are rarely showcased. I think it came easy to you because you are all of these phenomenal things. You came into your confidence and conquered concepts that were difficult with willingness and determination. Ava, it has been an honor to direct you for the past 3 years, and I can't wait to hear about all of your experiences in high school.
All right, let's see. The following student is quiet yet willing to share what is on his mind when needed. His relaxed presence is felt when in the classroom. Let me introduce Rich Martin. Rich Martin is a kind, humorous, yet very curious member of our Hillbrook community. There are many stories to tell of Rich from the Hub archive, but there's one that really tells the story of who he is as a person. Last year, I had Ridge in my leather making electives class, and he shared with me an idea he had of a candle making for a business. Throughout the quarter, he made a logo, made a brand story, and created the vision he wanted for his business. On the last day of class, we talked about him attending some maker's market or doing a trial run of his business idea. Summer came and went, and on the first day of school this year, I heard from some of his friends that Ridge had taken a leap of faith and gave entrepreneurship a try. I remember him being very excited to tell me all about his newly founded business, Manly Candles. I was very happy and inspired he took the path of trying something that many don't have the courage to do in their lifetime. It's one thing to teach the values we have at Hillbrook. It's another level to embrace and follow through with a vision. Ridge is an awesome example of what taking a risk is all about, to learn and aspire to our dreams. He did all this by being who he is while being kind, curious, and doing his best. Ridge, as you move forward to the next chapter of your life, I can imagine you chilling on an island, hearing some music, while coming up with your next big idea. I hope to hear more of these awesome stories and see you living your best life. Thank you for being an inspiration to your peers and this community. We can't wait to see what you do next.
All
right, my name is Molly Brown, and I'm actually going to be reading a speech that Mr. Stamos wrote. Unfortunately, he's unable to join us this evening. What do you get when you add equal parts hard work, humor, athleticism, and just a splash of sassiness? I will tell you what you get. You get Addie Bruni. This just hits the surface to explain who Addie Bruni is. Through Addie's hard work and dedication to the yearbook in 7th grade, she earned the role of yearbook co-editor along with Sienna. This role is not one to be taken lightly and is most certainly not for everyone. It demands not only working on and completing multiple pages, but to help manage a staff of 31. She not only did what was asked of her, but excelled in this role. It was exceedingly impressive to watch how hard both she and Sienna worked this year, and all you need to do is look at the yearbook as proof of that. The yearbook is not the only environment where Addie excels. She is also a very accomplished soccer player, a sport she has been playing for many years now. Like the great work ethic she showed in yearbook, as well as in the classroom, is most certainly evident on the pitch. She not only has passion for the sport, but the equity of it as well. When she was in 4th grade, in Miss Mayberry's class, she wrote an essay on equal pay for women in sports, which is quite a complicated topic for a 10-year-old. She researched data and dove into the women's soccer pay issue, and 2 years later, the NWSL gained equal pay rights, the emergence of a true change maker. Now, it's not all serious when it comes to Miss Addie. She definitely brings a fun and hilarious persona to any situation. Whether it was her organizing Just Dance and Advisory, or yearbook, or laughing with friends and teachers, Addie, your ability to work hard in class or on the pitch, sharing laughs with those around you that you are with, and your ability to connect positively with those around you, the future cannot be brighter for you. Your positive imprint you have left here at Hillbrook is impressive indeed. You should be very proud of everything you've done here.
All right, Walter. Walter joined us just this year, but it feels like I've known him forever. I don't think anyone would claim that entering 8th grade at a school that begins in junior kindergarten is easy. But because of Walter's adaptability, kindness, and curiosity, he has made this year look like cake when it comes to transitions. Walter, you are a quiet observer and yet a risk taker at the same time. You have put yourself out there and tried new things. From day one, you became involved in the Dungeons and Dragons enrichment class, the daily badminton battles at recess, and you fully immersed yourself in the New Zealand Reach Beyond Week trip. On that trip, you pushed yourself to go on all the best hikes and experience as much as you could. On a daily basis, I also observe you being kind and respectful to everyone. You regularly help Audie return the recess equipment bin back to J9 while others head to class. In New Zealand, I watched you carefully select souvenirs for family members. Academically, you're an engaged learner who delves into science labs and math problems with curiosity, often collaborating with a classmate to enhance your learning. I saw this collaboration and curiosity come to life when I was fortunate to watch your SIL Impact Summit presentation. You tried to downplay your presentation skills, Walter, but I've got news for you. Turns out you have a real knack for it. And you sprinkled humor through it as well, so don't underestimate yourself. Your presentation revealed a true curiosity about access to quality healthcare and an ability to collaborate with a classmate to develop a website. I can't wait to see what more you explore and create as you head on to Hillbrook Upper School.
Sticks. You bring a brightness to our community every single day. You demonstrate leadership through the way you treat others with kindness, no matter student or teacher, no matter JKer or 8th grader. You can frequently be found cheering on teammates or classmates and lifting up those around you. You are always willing to help others. It is no surprise that you consistently show up to events as the Hillbrook Bear. This community-mindedness is core to who you are. On the athletic field or court, you have run hard and developed strong skills. Whether in cross country, track, basketball practice, or PE class, you always run hard. This winter, your determination on the basketball court paid off as you improved your shot, your knowledge of the game, and your defense. You had your best defensive game of the season during the championship match. Academically, you have pushed yourself to do your best. You frequently take risks in your writing for English and history class. You also take risks creating projects that combine your learning and something you are excited about. Whether this be a Canva creation or a cake you have baked with your grandmother to demonstrate symbolism in a story, you put yourself into your work. You have grown a great deal in your time here at advocating for yourself as well. Your leadership is so often by example. You led your purple team to victory last spring during Teen Day. You were an 8th grade rep for Stuco that helped plan the Stackelty student dodgeball game this winter. You were a keynote speaker for the SIL Summit, sharing your passion for learning about the effects of climate change through building a website and working with younger students. You have so many great ideas, and you're willing to share them. What a delight to see you on stage this spring in Beauty and the Beast as the playful and joyful Chip. You brought personality and life to this character. We are so excited for you to continue your Hillbrook journey at the upper school next year. Congratulations, Sticks.
Today, I have the distinct pleasure of speaking about an exceptional member of our community, Ben. He exemplifies academic and athletic excellence, but more importantly, is a well-rounded and thoughtful individual. On the soccer field, Ben is nothing short of impressive. His passion for the game and dedication to his team are evident. He currently plays for the Silicon Valley Soccer Academy and MLS Next team. His strategic thinking and relentless defense have made him a standout center back, and he continues to pursue this passion in spite of ankle injuries. Off the field, Ben continues to shine as an emerging polyglot. His excellence in Mandarin has earned him the nickname MIT Ben. Why MIT? I have no idea. Furthermore, he's a talented Spanish speaker, showcasing not just proficiency, but an authentic love for the language. I had the pleasure of traveling to Argentina and Spain with Ben, and there are two moments that stand out to me. In Argentina, Mr. Lavalle was tired of being the sole group translator and asked Ben to step in so he could take a break. Now, Ben, without any preparation, spent the next 10 minutes translating complex Argentine history in a way that made sense to middle schoolers. Ben eventually became our secondary translator for the rest of the trip, helping students and teachers alike connect with our surroundings. A similar theme emerged in Spain. We split up into groups for a scavenger hunt, and students were tasked with speaking Spanish at a local market. However, students asked 2 people to observe as bystanders since they'd beat cheat codes: Senorita Kelly, our Spanish teacher, and Ben. His willingness to help his peers immerse themselves in Spanish culture and language did not go unnoticed. Every night, Bailey would give Ben the same shout-out. Thanks for speaking Spanish, Ben. Beyond languages, his studious nature is evident in all facets of school and every academic subject. On and off the field, Ben is always working to be his best. I'm glad Hillbrook is one part of your amazing story, Ben. I have no doubt that you will continue to lead with curiosity and find success wherever you go.
Peyton. Peyton Mosdian Paraskevopoulos is an extraordinary young woman with a poetic name that takes some practice to say in one take. However, she is also someone who warrants her full name being said. Just listen to it. Peyton Mosdian Paraskevopoulos. Even on her own assignments, she sometimes does just write Peyton MP. But tonight she is, and deserves to be, Peyton Mosdian Paraskevopoulos. You see, Peyton is the kind of person who needs a big name, like a medieval noble with myriad titles and surnames. Peyton is exceptional in more ways than most. She is, and this is a short list, a fantastic student with the grades to match, a thoughtful and considerate friend and classmate, a superb and accomplished artist, a talented basketball player, and a quiet but impactful leader. Not that you would ever hear any of that from her. In addition to her other great qualities, she is also extraordinarily humble. This year, Peyton was one of the 2 captains on the A girls basketball team this past season, in addition to being our standout center. I chose Peyton to be a captain because of her subtle leadership skills. Peyton is not one to shout instructions or corrections to her teammates or deliver the fiery, rousing halftime speech, but she leads every single game by example. When I approached her about being one of my captains, I told her it was important for me to have a level-headed, calming presence on the court, someone who wouldn't overreact to a big moment and who would always have her teammates' backs. She did exactly that all season long from start to finish. I have been exceedingly fortunate to be Peyton's teacher for the past 2 years, and I could not be more thankful for that amazing time. Peyton, you are an incredibly special young woman, and I am honored to have been both your coach and teacher. So let me say just one more time, thank you, Peyton Mosdian Paraskevopoulos.
Jackson. Where do we begin celebrating you in 350 words? It's pretty difficult. Organizer and host of the first ever faculty versus student dodgeball game. Enthusiastic Hillbrook Bear. Versatile actor, brave athlete, adored big brother and buddy. And powerful keynote speaker at the SIL Summit. From leading a rousing rendition of Call Me Maybe at the 8th grade rafting trip, to playing football on the 9th grade team, you're known for your willingness to take risks. You've come a long way since we met that Friday afternoon when I voluntarily subbed for Miss Brown's English class. Let's just say you wanted open mic time, but that was a really long time ago, so we'll leave that behind. We've all witnessed your fantastic growth, and I've had the distinct privilege and pleasure of working with you as your mentor for SIL. From our very first discussion about Mental Health Week, I was impressed. You were dedicated to evolving a project from last year. Underneath that comedic, charismatic exterior, you revealed your compassionate side, the part that wants everyone to know that learning about mental health, especially in middle school, is serious business. How did you orchestrate this brilliant project? You confidently breezed into Mr. Silver's office, proposal in hand, dazzling us all, not one word missed, not one uttered in a most compelling presentation. Each Thursday during SIL, you shared progress, brainstormed lessons, and contacted therapists for the panel that ended your mental health week on a high note. Every therapist emailed me and was impressed by your mature, respectful presence and insightful questions. At the summit, your powerful keynote compelled adults in our community to step forward to volunteer and support your mission. You are indeed a thoughtful and commanding change maker. Your bravest venture, though, was co-teaching with me during Mental Health Week. You humbly shared the stage and remarked about your growing empathy for your teachers. Jackson, you'll surely be remembered at Hillbrook. I'll miss seeing lower school buddies run up to you with their hugs and your sister walking up to me and saying, "How's Jackson doing?" Next year I'll be asking her, "How's Jackson doing?" Today we celebrate you, and I look forward to hearing about the impact that you will make on the world around us. Congratulations.
Good evening. Imagination is a muscle. So let's give our imaginations a whirl in recognition of a student here this evening. Ready? Okay. Imagine we are all cats. I'm a cat of the Bear clan, obviously. These accomplished young people behind me are a tapestry of long and short-haired felines, tails swishing, as we sit in the great Hillbrook wood for the 10th Life promotional ceremony. Alia has padded around this campus for nearly 9 years, arriving at her forever for a time home in kindergarten. Miss Lee remembers her as a passionate reader, so much so that Alia would lose herself almost entirely to the fictional worlds within her books, forgetting her sense of time and place, and sometimes missing transitions. Miss Skolton remembers how much you loved the Warriors books. Miss Bhattacharya remembers you beginning to write a book about cats in the 5th grade, and I heard you also wrote an excellent informational piece about cats this year. What is notable about Alia is that this is the sort of intensity and deep commitment that are her hallmarks. Whether it is climate change, visual art, role play, or gender studies, she is committed with quiet curiosity and deep interest. She is paying attention, and she has good questions. She will change the world for the better, and we are better for knowing her. Notre Dame is so lucky to have you, Alia.
Having been a part of the Hillbrook community since kindergarten, Colin's journey exemplifies our school's values and the growth that comes from years of dedication and involvement. Who could forget the iconic moment in 1st grade when faced with the question of whether kiss starts with a C or a K? Colin's response, a melodious rendition of "Every kiss begins with K," not only showcased his keen intellect, but also knack for humor. After all, who knew vocabulary quizzes could double as karaoke sessions? Colin's curiosity and cultural appreciation shone through in 5th grade in his Spanish class. After watching a video for the song Soy Yo, he didn't just sit back and enjoy the music. No, Colin did what Colin does best. He took a risk. With a mischievous glint in his eye, he raised his hand and announced that he had choreographed a dance inspired by the song. And with the confidence of a seasoned performer, he took to the floor, captivating his classmates with his moves and earning thunderous applause. Who knew conjugating verbs could be so entertaining? And this year, I'll not forget his endearing habit of ordering in Spanish every Tuesday. "No leche, por favor," he declares with a grin, bringing a smile to the face of this Spanish teacher and reminding us all of the beauty of language and the joy of embracing different cultures. Taking Taking the initiative with his partner, Ryan, they developed an SIL project on concussion protocols. Their idea was not only innovative, but well executed. Colin's speech and presentation were well prepared and captivating his audience with thorough research and thoughtful insights. His initiative and dedication serve as a reminder of the power of student-driven innovation. In a world sometimes too serious for its own good, Colin reminds us to laugh a little louder, dance a little crazier, and never take ourselves too seriously. Thank you, Colin, for the laughter, the inspiration, and the unforgettable memories. Your journey has touched us all, leaving us better, brighter, and with a newfound appreciation for the power of a well-timed karaoke session. Sienna. It will not be the same entering campus next year without the subtle wind and a blur of Sienna Aubrey passing gracefully and deftly on her electric scooter. She has been compared by others to Peter Fonda in Easy Rider, or the proud figurehead of a great ship as she moves effortlessly through the morning traffic to her destination, Advisory. I was lucky enough to be a short stop on her journey last year as her advisor. This is an apt metaphor for a person who keeps moving forward with elegance and flexibility and makes it all look easy, no matter what stands in her way. Sienna is an individual whose journey embodies the very essence of diligence and dedication. A serious and hardworking student whose pursuit of excellence extends far beyond the classroom. She's not only a scholar, but also a level 7 competitive gymnast, a talented circus performer, and a master of creativity and craftsmanship. In the world of gymnastics, precision, discipline, and perseverance reign supreme. To achieve the level of mastery exemplified by Sienna requires countless hours of practice, unwavering focus, and an unyielding determination to push the boundaries of one's potential. She also expects the same from others and has shown great leadership, work ethic, and collaboration/delegation skills as the co-editor of this year's yearbook. Yet, amidst the rigors of training and academic pursuits, she has also found the time to cultivate her creative talents. Her ability to transform ordinary materials into works of art is further ingenuity, resourcefulness, and passion for craftsmanship. This has even extended into a business that she and her mom shared on Etsy. Many a teacher have also benefited from her creative end-of-the-year gifts, and future Hillbrook students will profit from her craftsmanship by sitting upon new benches she made for the amphitheater and the amazing new mini library she created in the hub. So, Sienna, as you whiz off to your new adventures, don't forget about us here at Hillbrook, and remember to stop from time to time to smell the roses.
Hi, Sammy. Sammy, you are a kind-hearted, hardworking, and authentically happy individual who brings a smile to everyone's face. Sammy is an excellent athlete. For those who don't know, he's a talented golfer who's played at USGA tournaments and competed for his club championship. In addition, he's also an avid skier. In fact, Sammy decided to go skiing the weekend before we departed to Spain this year. He returned from the ski trip with a leg injury and on crutches. Now, most students would have decided against going to Spain, but Sammy persevered. He joined us on this trip and wore a boot the entire time. We walked about 20,000 steps a day. However, Sammy's talents extend far beyond golf and skiing. He's a hard worker in everything he does. whether it's in the classroom, on the course, or helping a friend in need. His dedication is matched only by his kindness. Sammy is always ready to lend a hand, offer words of encouragement, or simply be there for someone who needs support. What truly sets Sammy apart is his infectious sense of humor and his ever-present smile. His ability to make others laugh and feel at ease is a gift that he shares generously. No matter how tough the day might be, Sammy's cheerful demeanor lights up any room he enters. Even when he's sad or upset, he can't help but smile. His laughter is contagious. Sammy, your kindness, perseverance, and humor have made our school a better place. We are incredibly fortunate to have had you as part of our community, and I have no doubt that you will continue to lead with kindness and find success wherever you go.
So I'm going to be speaking today for Mr. Stamos, who could not be here tonight, and I'm going to be speaking about Molly. Okay, so I'm not Mr. Stamos, but picture it. Okay. I first taught Molly in 6th grade photography. Well, one day Molly, along with her accomplice Carson, were talking in class in this witchy accent. At first, after listening to it for 30 or 40 minutes straight, I asked them to please stop. But through their top-notch talents of witch mimicry and Molly's effective and positive persuasive powers to influence friends through humor and goodwill, they eventually did. Of course, Molly is much more than a talented voice actor. She's a very talented athlete. I'm not sure there is a sport that Molly has not played. If I'm correct, Molly is on a volleyball, softball, and lacrosse teams, school and travel teams. On top of all that, I believe she's adding another sport in high school, field hockey? Okay. To be on so many teams takes a great deal of hard work and commitment, not to mention a ton of talent. Molly, I think one of your superpowers is your ability to feel deeply about the things and people that are important to you. Yes. This character trait may not be something you can detect when you see her around campus, but when you take the time and energy to really get to know Molly, you will see how true this is. As the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover, and that certainly most applies to Molly. Not only have I seen a lot of growth this year, but I've heard this from your teachers as well. You've done a great job taking feedback and making positive changes in class. Keep striving to get the best out of everything you do. Keep striving to be your best, Molly, and just in case you need a reminder, remember to lean on all of us who are in your corner or those special people that help make you be your best.
The following student can usually be seen wearing his sweatshirt and basketball shorts to classes. He also has a fun personality that can be very contagious. I would like to present Lucas Suarez. Luca is very kind at heart, and there are many stories to share, but these two stand out. I remember the first time Luca was in class, we were making leather pouches. The assignment was to make one, but Luca made two. One for himself and another for his classmate. There's also the many times he stayed to help clean the hub after our lunch clubs. These examples really show how thoughtful and kind he is. He is also a young innovator, and I saw this in another inspirational moment at the hub, when for one of our lunch clubs, he made and presented a wind turbine concept that would attach to a car and charge the battery as the wind moved the fan blades when the car was in motion. He spent a great deal of time focused and persistent by building a small prototype of his idea. This really shows how determined through trial and error he is about following through with his visions. I am grateful and inspired to have witnessed these moments that truly show who Luca is and will become. It's amazing to see a young innovator at work who perhaps one day will make something that will change the world. Luca, as you move on to a new chapter of life. You already possess some of the most important skills you need to become anything you set your mind to. You are driven by curiosity and are a tinker at heart, and have all the values Hillbrook is founded on. I look forward to hearing about new ideas you come up with. Thank you for being a part of this community, and know that we are all rooting for you.
Olivia. I feel fortunate for the privilege of having taught Olivia Shy for the past 2 years. She is intelligent, driven, perceptive, and has a subtle wit that not everyone gets to see. The challenge for me in writing a speech for Olivia lied not in figuring out what to write, but rather in what to exclude for time's sake. I'd like to start by speaking about Olivia's prodigious intelligence and depth of perception. In spite of any and all challenges she has faced, she has still excelled in her classes. She often sees answers that others do not, and is able to raise curious questions that others may not have thought of, thereby driving class discourse to new and impressive depths. When it comes to Olivia's intellectual perception, she always rolls a nat 20. Second, Olivia is remarkably clever and witty for someone so young. When it comes to middle school humor, it can be hard to make me laugh because, let's face it, I've usually heard it all before. Olivia, however, makes me laugh regularly because of her subtle and original observations and whatever is going on around her, usually to the delight of both myself and Alia. Finally, Olivia is driven and determined about the things she cares about. Her photography is of a skill level I've never seen before in a young person. She recently got published in a professional photography magazine for the first time. Her photos truly capture the essence of whatever it is she is observing, which is more often than not local birds. In addition to her love of photography, Olivia is also an avid bird watcher, and in that capacity, both a fighter and defender of local wildlife. The first time I had the pleasure of witnessing some of her photography, I was astounded. You could have heard a pin drop in the room she was presenting to when she revealed that all of her slides for her SIL project were not done by a professional photographer for National Geographic, but rather entirely by Olivia herself. Olivia, thank you for letting me see a different side of you this year. It has been my honor to be your teacher. Thank you.
Andrew Salvador. All right. Much like the pirate, Jack Sparrow, Andrew often reveals that he has been astutely observant and can reveal surprising hidden talents to the peril of those who might underestimate him. Andrew is a student who holds many surprises, not just for the breadth of his interests, but the depth of his understanding and mastery. You might be forgiven for thinking he is focused only on sports if you hear about his all-star record in baseball, or if you've experienced the cold efficiency of his throwing arm during a dodgeball game. The sheer number of sports he participates in and excels at in and out of school, from basketball to wiffle ball, is impressive. But you might assume that he doesn't have time for sports if you've seen his storytelling, his strategizing, his collaborating in an immersive game of Dungeons & Dragons. But if you catch a casual reference he makes to esoteric sci-fi or fantasy books, or observe his willingness to engage deeply in literature, you might think he spends all his time reading. But somehow he has the focus and determination to immerse himself and succeed in all of these. Andrew is a true scholar athlete. His athletic talents are matched by his intellectual curiosity, his love for learning, and his right sense of humor. In the classroom, his focus and attentiveness are equally impressive. He's always listening and engaged, ready to contribute to discussions with well-informed opinions, but without needing to be the first to speak. His enthusiasm and attention to detail also show up in the kitchen, where he created one of the best and most satisfying lunches this year, the braised chicken quesadillas. Andrew is always paying attention, alert, and ready to take on new challenges with enthusiasm and determination. His remarkable ability to balance his interests and excel in so many is a testament to his dedication, intelligence, and passion. Andrew says no doubt that you will continue to surprise and inspire us all and reveal even more hidden talents.
Carson. I'm gonna move this a little bit. Okay. Let me begin by acknowledging that the spark that ignites our journey by her 7th grade nickname, Arson, aka Carson Arnold. Yes, arson, a name that may evoke flames, but in our case, it symbolizes the blazing spirit of this 8th grade student. Carson, with an E, first joined Hillbrook during the pandemic and managed to forge lifelong friendships through the screen. She can often be seen giggling and laughing with her group of friends as they invent funny voices to entertain each other. This is perhaps what sets her apart most, the innate talent for connecting with others through her infectious charm and ability to see the humor in any situation. She has a knack for winning people over and leaving a lasting impression. She traveled to Spain for RBW, and when the rain in Spain fell directly off the plane, dearest Carson did not complain. Miss No explained that she went with the flow and kept her spirits high despite the dampening weather. To be a good traveler at any age is a feat, and one that will make her an excellent companion on the journey of life. Carson's SIL project highlighted her love for nature and conservation of the ocean. She loves visiting the beaches in Hawaii and is dedicated to keeping them clean for future generations. Carson is also a die-hard 49ers fan and can often be seen sporting the red and gold from the sidelines. Carson is a leader amongst her peers, and she has learned to heed the responsibility that comes with that power. Like fire, our words and actions have the potential to both create and destroy. Through honest contemplation, she has learned to use them wisely to uplift and inspire those around her. Carson, embrace the journey that lies ahead with open arms and that twinkle in your eye. And remember, no matter where life may take you, never forget to spread a little laughter along the way. Whether it's lending a listening ear, cracking a joke to lighten the mood, or spreading joy with a simple act of kindness, Carson is a good friend, and we will miss her. That girl is definitely on fire.
Kevin. Kevin, over the past 3 years, we have come to know you as a student, actor, comedian, and so much more. Before I share prepared remarks that Miss Vanessa prepared for you, I want to say that I've had a great time getting to know you over the past several years, and I'm really excited to see you continue to shine at Hillbrook Upper School. Now for the remarks from Miss Vanessa. Yan Lao Xiu said that you took the challenge of independent learning in Mandarin class, reaching level 11 on iChinese Reader. An amazing accomplishment, one that honors you and your heritage. We have watched you welcome students who are just learning English to those who are just learning Mandarin, both with kindness that shows your deep care about others and your culture. It was a pleasure to hear about your experience in your WHAM LA RBW group. I absolutely loved hearing about the many adventures your production team had and how easygoing and willing you were, excitedly meeting every challenge along the way. Derek said you were a professional traveler. I was so pleased to see you become a part of such a close-knit group on the trip. Your ease in travel will no doubt take you to amazing places in life. Speaking of travel, you and your dad are avid campers, going on epic trips together. Kevin, we don't get to choose the paths that life gives us sometimes, and I know that you and your dad have been through a lot. I'm so moved by your close relationship. Continue to cherish him throughout your life. Keep taking those epic camping trips because life is about the journey in the wilderness with those we love. Kevin, you have grown, learned, given your best, and never complained. You are an outstanding castmate and a perfect rude businessman and show choir. Stop smiling, Kevin. You're playing the villain. You've participated in 2 shows this year, 13 and Beauty and the Beast, where you portrayed Maurice, Belle's father, with maturity and diligence. You show your heart through all you do. In the classroom and on stage, your happiness shines brightly. As you transition to Hillbrook Upper School, we'll always be cheering you on and can't wait to see you share your gifts with your classmates and teachers.
I am here to speak for Derek. He's not here with us tonight. I'm Maestra Annie. So we miss him, but I'm really lucky because I get to read to Hannah. Hannah is an incredibly impressive 8th grader. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Hannah is an incredibly impressive human. There are not many people that would be better off on your side during the zombie apocalypse. Let me tell you why. First, the most important part. Hannah has the best attitude of any person I've ever known. I have been lucky to work with the choir and musicals, where Hannah has put in many, many dutiful hours preparing and performing. The basics are given with Hannah. She's attentive, respectful, and never disruptive. No questions asked. There is more, though. Hannah doesn't just stop at doing the basics impeccably. She reaches, asks questions, and finds out how she can be of further assistance in almost every scenario. She is the first to ask, how can she help? What can she carry? What message needs to be delivered? What task can she take on to help her team? Always with a smile on her face. Thinking of how she treats those around her is yet another special topic with Hannah. I have witnessed the tiniest lower school students, the tallest 9th graders, and the teachers receive clear and proper respect from her. Hannah makes friends regardless of age or differences. She just tries to find ways to connect and relate to everyone. This is such a special trait, Hannah, so never lose it. Lastly, we need to talk about that lurking powerhouse inside of Hannah, that ultra competitor who I know will one day be an Olympic water polo member. The drive and determination she shows the performing arts are just a glimpse of the steadfast work ethic that goes into her water polo career. The travel, long hours of practice, more practice, and then practice. They all require a strong mind and will to endure. Hannah has all of this, spades and more. So now this is from me. I want you to know how privileged I am, and I have been to be your Spanish teacher these past 2 years. And I have no doubt that your resilience and kind nature will take you far. So Hannah, I need to tell you one thing. At my age, I don't have any more birthdays. So I am going to keep these birthday cards forever, because they mark the beginning of my eternal 29th birthday. So Hannah, today is all about you. Embrace every second of your life. You are greater than you might imagine. Your talents and gifts will take you far. Sky is not the limit.
Sophia. So as you guys all know now, Mr. Stamos could not be here, and I will be reading his speech. But before I get into that, I just need to say at least one thing for myself, which is that, Sophia, you have been an amazing addition to my advisory this year, and I've really appreciated seeing your creativity and artistry on all your projects in my class. All right, and now for Mr. Stamos's remarks. Hello. A simple gesture, right? However, there's a tremendous amount of power within that short 5-letter word. You never really know how a gesture like hello can affect someone. Well, Sophia has an incredible gift when it comes to the word hello, and I am evidence of that. I have often heard, "Hello, G. Stamos," around campus, and Sophia, it has been greatly appreciated, and it speaks very highly to who you are as a person. Philip Rosenthal, an American producer, says the following about this simple yet powerful gesture. Because you know what happens when you say hello or good morning, you make a connection. And isn't that what being human is all about? Sophia has a lot of skills and talent and has taken advantage of all the opportunities Hillbrook has offered her. She not only performed well in the classroom, but was involved in both volleyball, as well as participating in the performing arts. Sophia, your performance as the feather duster in this year's Beauty and the Beast play was just terrific. Last year, I had the privilege of joining Sophia on the RBW trip to New Mexico, where we visited a cliff-dwelling site of the Pueblo Nation. Sophia asked if she could take some photos with the camera I had. Well, she ended up taking the photos the rest of that day. And for the next couple of days, Sophia took portraits of her classmates. To say I was impressed with her portraits would be a massive understatement. Sophia not only has creativity in capturing portraits, but also the trust of those being photographed. This speaks highly to how well you treat your peers and the trust you share. Sophia, keep putting yourself out there and explore all that the world has to offer. You never know what else you may excel at. Most importantly, keep sharing those kind gestures with everyone, because you never know what positive impact you might make on them.
Mia. I got to know Mia this year as her SIL mentor and teacher. I was immediately struck by Mia's clarity and conviction of what matters to her and what she wanted to do about it. Week after week, she spoke passionately about the importance of protecting our oceans and keeping trash off the beaches. She designed and created an incredible day down in Santa Cruz, joined by her friend Addison Miller and many other classmates. The joy and dedication to keeping our oceans clean was just a piece of what made that day special. Mia finds joy in all she does, and she keeps dedication and hard work at the center of all of her projects in and out of the classroom. Despite several setbacks and having to plan the beach cleanup on various different days, Mia galvanized her friends and made the day feel really special while also deeply impactful. It was clear from the moment we arrived that being by the ocean and surrounded by her friends is Mia's happy place. This is true in many aspects of Mia's life. She is known on campus as a fierce athlete, dedicated to sports and committed to being her best, both physically and mentally. Mia has spent many hours outside of school, growing her athletic leadership and committing to various sports. Mia is a loyal friend and has built beautiful friendships here at Hillbrook that we know will last a lifetime. She cares deeply about people, including her teachers. Mr. Bohigian noted that throughout her time at Hillbrook, he has so enjoyed the moments in which he got to spend uninterrupted time talking with Mia on many different field trips. She is an incredible conversationalist and can debate topics as expansive as gender equity to race and old school hip hop. Known by her lower school buddy as the coolest person at Hillbrook, Mia has lots of interests and hobbies that she shares with others. As we celebrate Mia's time here at Hillbrook, it's also important to note that Mia shares a deep connection with her parents. Several teachers noted that over the years, when asked what Mia is grateful for, she always shared that she was grateful for her incredible, loving, and supportive family. I always have loved opening Mia's car door in the morning where she's in deep conversation with her mom or jamming to tunes with dad. She shares a joke and a laugh and starts her day with a smile. Mia, we know you will go on to do amazing things in high school and beyond. We hope you will stay in touch, and don't ever forget, you bring things to this world no one else can. Congratulations.
Blake. Blake's not here, but I'm still going to read it anyway. You may have joined us late in 7th grade, but it is now hard to imagine Hillbrook without you. You are easy to spot on campus, towering over many students, and with your high sense of fashion. You are also easy to spot on the basketball court with your smooth moves and confident demeanor. Not only are you a talented player, you have also worked to make basketball more accessible for other people. For your SIL project, you designed a free basketball camp with the idea of helping more people learn to play the game. You played a big role in the musical this spring on the tech team. This behind-the-scenes work is not only necessary for the success of a show, it is also symbolic of the humble, out-of-the-spotlight, yet very important presence you have on campus. You are someone who rises to the challenge in front of you. When we were talking about the SIL Summit, it was your statement, well, if I could present in Mandarin, I would totally do it, that inspired the trilingual introduction to the event. You spoke with confidence and clarity, allowing for more inclusion in the summit. You are a diligent and determined student. You helped pilot middle school students taking math at the upper school this year, and it has been a huge success. You are working hard to learn English at an accelerated rate, and your growth as a writer and speaker of the language this year is remarkable. There are 2 writing projects that best exemplify your character. First, when you rewrote your Lillian Duncan essay 7 times, significantly revising each time, you showed determination and commitment. Second, your creative writing story showed a softer and more sensitive side of you. We are so excited you will be staying with the Hillbrook community and moving on to the upper school in the fall. Congratulations, Blake.
All right, that concludes the recognition speeches for the evening. Let's give one more round of applause. So we earlier at the first recognition ceremony, we have two awards at Hillbrook: the Founders Award and the Hillbrook Award, and those were both given out earlier. And so Emily Kong and James Jones received the Founders Award. And the Hillbrook Award went to Vikram Devaru. So we're halfway there. We have a wonderful event scheduled for tomorrow morning. What time do we need to be there, 8th graders? 8:15. Perfect. 8:15 over in the 3rd, 4th area, and we're going to have a wonderful morning of celebrating our 8th grade class, and we'll look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks so much for coming.